Dear students, I hope you are all doing well. So I am Taqwa, a teacher of English, and in this short video we are going to have another new lesson. So come with me. So this is what we are going to see in our session. First, please take your books on page 44. The title of our lesson is I Think and Write. So let's see the steps we are going to follow in this session. First, we have the situation. It means the question or the topic we are going to write about. Second, we have biography card. We are going to review what does it mean, a biography card. Then we have a biography card of تبسة as an example, which is the topic of our lesson today. And last, we are going to see how to write an email. So here's the situation. Let's read the task quickly. My English web pal Richard has asked me about famous Algerian writers. I have decided to write him an email in which I will give him some biographical information about تبسة, an outstanding modern Algerian writer. So let's first underline and explain the key words or the important words in our situation. The first word is biographical information. When we say biographical information or biographical card, it means a card or information about the life of the person you are going to write about. Second word is تبسة and writer. So تبسة is a famous Algerian figure, and he is also a writer or an author. He writes novels, he writes books and stories. The last word is email. Email is a message on the internet. So these are the important words that we need to look at when writing our paragraph. So let's first see an example of how to write a biography card. Let's see the general form. So first we have the portrait. The portrait is the picture or the photo of the figure or the person you are going to write about. Then we have name of the famous figure. You have to write his name as a title for the card. Now we have two ways of writing a biography card. The first is in a chronological order. Chronological order, it means following an order of time when writing about past events. Second way is information order. It means you are going to talk about the information, and then you are going to say the time of the event. So let's see an example of chronological order. So here, for example, we have 1920. He was born on. So here in 1920 we started with the time, and we are going to follow an order. 1920 he was born, it means the date and the place of birth. You are going to mention the time that he was born and the place or the location where he was born. Second, for example, we have 1942. He studied at. So here when we use the verb studied, it means we are going to talk about education. We can talk about education, or we can say early life. It means his life in the past when he was a little boy or when he was young. Next we have 1948. He worked as. So here we have an example, and we have the verb worked. It means we are going to talk about occupation or jobs that he worked or he did. Next, 1959, for example, he wrote or painted. So here we are going to mention, or we are going to say his works, his achievements, the things he did in the past. And then we have 1970, for example, he died in or on. So here we use the verb died to talk about date and place of death, when he died, when his life ended. Now second type, we have information order. Let's see an example. So as well we have a portrait and we have the name of the famous figure. Now first, for example, we have date and place of birth. So here we have the title of the event and then you are going to write the information. Next we have early life and education, the same. You are going to talk about his studies, for example, and his life when he was young. Next we have occupations, it means the jobs. What did he do in the past? And then we have achievements. We can say achievements, or we can say works. Okay? Important works, important achievements, the important things that he did in the past. And the last one we have date and place of death. It means the time and the location or the place where he died, and you can write the information. So these are the two types of a biography card. You can write it in a chronological order, or you can write it following an information order. They are both correct and they are both helpful. Now let's see an example. So here our example is about the famous playwright William Shakespeare. So here we have the portrait and here we have the title William Shakespeare. So let's see. Here we have 2nd April 1564. He was born in Stratford-upon-Avon. So here we have the date and place of birth. We started with the time because we are following a chronological order, and then the information. 26th April 1616, he died in Stratford-upon-Avon as well. So here we have the date of and place of death, where he died and when. Next we have 1592 and 1604. He worked as an actor, a playwright, dramatist and a poet. So these are his occupations, what he did in the past. 1597, he wrote the play Romeo and Juliet. This is one of his works. Then we have 1603, he wrote Hamlet. This is another play. And then 1606, he wrote Macbeth. So these are the three famous works of William Shakespeare. In 1997, he established or he constructed the Globe Theatre. It means he created the Globe Theatre. This is one also of his achievements, one of his very important works in history. Let's move to the second biography card. So here we have an order of information. First we start with the title and then with the time of the event. So it's the same, date and place of birth, date, place of death. Then we have occupation, famous works and achievements. Now let's see our example about كاتب ياسين. Now please, on your school book page 44, we are going to work on the example of كاتب ياسين bio card. We can say bio card or biography card. So let's first read it. So we have bio card كاتب ياسين. So here you can see that the bio card follows a chronological order, an order of time when talking about events. So the first is August 2nd, 1929. كاتب ياسين was born in Smendo near Constantine. Then we have October 28th, 1989. كاتب ياسين died in Grenoble, France. May 8th, 1945, when the demonstrations of Sétif, Harata and Guelma broke out, the young كاتب ياسين was a boarder at the city high school. So here we have the word demonstrations. Demonstrations, it means when people go out and they are very angry and they start talking about their rights or asking for their rights. So the young كاتب ياسين was a boarder at the city high school. It means he was a student at the city high school. On May 11th, 1945, he was arrested and held for 2 months. After that, he was not allowed back into school. During his detention, his mother became insane. So here, what does it mean, arrested and held for 2 months? It means he was put in prison for 2 months. After that, he was not allowed back into school. It means he is no longer a student. He is not accepted as a student. During his detention, it means the period he spent in a prison, his mother became insane. Insane means crazy. In 1946, he published a volume of poems, soliloquy or soliloquy, as the young revolutionary كاتب ياسين was taken with the nationalist ideas of the PPA, Algerian People's Party. He toured Algeria and France giving political talks. So here, what does it mean, volume? It means a collection of poems. So revolutionary means related to battle or to war. Then was taken with the nationalist ideas of the PPA. Nationalist, it means related to country. It means he loves his country and he is trying to protect it. He toured Algeria and France. Toured means he visited all parts of Algeria and France, giving political talks. It means he is talking about politics. Now, from 1947 until his death, كاتب ياسين's life was one long errancy through the world and every kind of writing: journalism, poetry, plays, novels, etc. So here we have one long errancy. Errancy, it means making a lot of mistakes. And we have journalism, it means writing articles in newspapers. We have poetry, plays and novels. In 1956, he published Nejma, a novel but also a poem. Nejma is a woman whose name translates as star, used to symbolize Algeria, the motherland. Nejma has marked all Maghrebian literature. So here he published Nejma. Nejma is an Arabic name which means in English a star. Used to symbolize Algeria. It means that he pictured Nejma or Algeria as a star and he called it Nejma. So Nejma has marked all Maghrebian literature. It means that Nejma was successful in all Maghreb. 1959, كاتب ياسين created an Algerian theatre with Le Cercle des Représailles. So here it means that Le Cercle des Représailles, a novel that كاتب ياسين wrote, was very successful in the Algerian theatre. It was a new type of novels in the Algerian literature. In 1970, his play L'homme aux sandales de caoutchouc, it means the man with the rubber sandals, expressed solidarity with Vietnam in its struggle against American imperialism. After this play, كاتب ياسين stopped writing in French and started writing in the Algerian vernacular, Arabic, to be closer to his people. So here we have the name of the novel, The Man with the Rubber Sandals. He wrote this novel to be with the Vietnamese people against the USA or America. Then كاتب ياسين stopped writing in French and started writing in the Algerian vernacular, does it mean vernacular? It means the language that we use every day in Algeria. It means the Algerian accent that we use every day. Next we have Mohammed, prends ta valise. Mohammed, grab your suitcase is a good example of the plays he wrote during this period. It is about the problems of the Algerian immigrant workers in France. Next we have 1977, La Palestine trahie or betrayed Palestine is a play about the problem of Palestine. So this is the biography card. Now you are going to write the titles for each part of this card. You are going to write, for example, the title of the first date and information. For example, August the 2nd, 1929. Katib Yassin was born in Smando near Constantine. What is the information we are talking about in this part? And you carry on until you finish with all the dates we have here, or with all parts of the biography card. So now you have 4 minutes to do that. time is up. Thank you for trying. Now we are going to divide this biography card into parts according to dates. So let's start with the first part. So here we have portrait. The picture of Katib Yassin is the portrait. Here we have the title, bio card, Katib Yassin. Then here we have first date. We have date and place of birth. So we have the date of birth, August 2nd, 1929, and the place is in Smando. Then we have date and place of death, October 28th, 1989, in Grenoble, France. After that we have early life and education. It means when Katib Yassin was a young boy, and his education, it means his studies. Where did he study? Next we have occupation. It means what Katib Yassin did in his life. It means the jobs he did in his life. After that we have famous works or achievements. So you can see that in all these dates at the bottom we have the names of the novels and the plays Katib Yassin wrote. So these are his famous works, or we can say famous achievements. So thank you for trying. This is the biography card of Katib Yassin in a chronological order and with the title of each date or each section. So now we are going to move to writing an email. How to write an email? First we need to know the form of an email. What do we have in an email? So this is an example. An email, it means a message on the web. So here we have the first part. Here we have from. If you find the word from, it means this is going to be the email of the sender, the one who writes the email and send it. So this is the sender. Next we have to. When you find the word to, it means the recipient, the one who receives the email and read it. So this is the recipient. Then we have the subject. It means the topic, the title of the email. Okay? Then here we have salutation. It means you have to say hi or hello or dear in formal emails. Deal with the persons or the people you respect. Then we have the message. You are going to write your message, the thing you are going to talk about. And then in the end we have the closing. It means you are going to salute your recipient in the end of the email. So here we can say kind regards, for example, and you are going to write your name at the bottom of the email. So this is all we have for this session. Next time we are going to see how to write a biography from a biography card. Now hope to see you next session inshallah. So stay safe and take care. Bye, see you.
شكرا على المشاهدة. لا تنسوا الاشتراك في القناة، الضغط على الجرس، الإعجاب بالفيديو.